In this video I'm going to brew the most expensive beer that I ever did. Hello guys, this is another video on Home Beer Brewery's channel, but this is a special one. Today I'm going to brew a batch of beer and it's going to be my most expensive beer that I ever brewed in my entire life till now. What makes this beer so expensive? These cartons with the mango puree. This is going to be a fruity sour beer with a mango aroma and taste on it. Hopefully it ends up well. It's not going to be a how-to video, just sharing some couple of clips how my brew day went. But it's going to be from grain to glass, so a total video. What makes this beer very expensive? These guys, one carton of it is 1 liter, is 15 euros each, and I have 5 of them. The total cost of this beer will be about 115 euros, I guess, for 50 liters. So, in my opinion, that will be an expensive one. Let's brew it. This batch I'm going to brew with the B80 of Brewtools. Before I'm going to fill this with 52.8 liters of cold water, I will check the valves if everything is in the correct position. It is. Now I'm going to start the water. Time to correct the water. This is about a half gram of baking soda, almost nothing, and 18 grams of calcium chloride. And 20 milliliters of lactic acid. And now it's time to crush the grains. It's a very simple grain bill. 2 kilograms of Vienna malt, 1 kilogram of carapils, 1 kilogram of wheat malt, 1 kilogram of flaked oats. Obviously I'm not going to crush this, but add it to the mash. 8 kilograms of pale malt. Early this morning I preheated the water to 71 degrees Celsius. I sent the recipe to the Brewtools system, and this is the recipe that I'm going to start. Is the tank filled? Yes. Start heating now. Yes. Oops, I accidentally started the timer. Let's pause it. Yeah, let's dough in the grains. Strike water is ready. Time to dough in the grains. I've put in the malt pipe with the overflow pipe kit. And maybe you can hear it. The hood is on, ventilation hood. It saves me a lot of dust in the brewery. What the recipe didn't show is that I also used a couple of hands of rice hulls, because I'm using flaked oats and wheat malt. All the grains are in, the flaked oats and the rice hulls. I'm going to set the mash bed, let it rest for about 10 minutes. Mash probe is in. As you can see, the mash, yeah, it's exactly 67 degrees Celsius, 0.1. Looks good. Because I'm using wheat malt and flaked oats, I expect the beer to become a little bit hazy. That's the plan. Now I started transferring the water and the wort through the manifold. As you can see, it took a couple of minutes to stabilize the mash temperature. It's almost there. 76 degrees Celsius. I'm going to start the timer. I have a decent flow going on. Let's start the timer. good enough. During the mash I'm going to prepare my sparge water. I need 15.2 liters. Well, this is about 15 liters. Let's check. Yeah, I took a sample to check the pH and it's a little bit off. I expected 5.32. Maybe if you can see it there on the paper. In about 3 seconds it's time for the next mash step. As you can see, it's 75 degrees Celsius for about 10 minutes. Yeah. Hooks are on. I attached the sparge water. Let's open the valve. Let the air out. Put the PRV on it. So it's completely primed. This one has to be closed. And now I'm going to turn on the pump. The Brewtools controller reminds me to sparge. I'm going to remove the whole pipe. Out of the Brewtools system. First mash probe is going out. Let's grab crane. Now this is a bit of a boring part of the video, I guess. Maybe I'm going to skip this part. Here you have a better overview of the manifold with the sparging water. Well, sparging complete. Maybe you can see it is almost 60 liters. Still about 1 liter short, but I always put my malt pipe on an angle in a bucket. It's still dripping, so maybe I have a liter more and then it's on target. Off camera I put all the wort from this bucket into the kettle, and as you can see it's on target, 60 liters. We have a nice rolling boil. Temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. Let's confirm the boil. It's telling me to add 50 grams of Brewer's Gold, but I did a last minute change. This is only 15 grams of Magnum hops. And no, I didn't forget the turbinator. It's only 15 grams. I have to explain why I last minute changed the hop. Well, the reason for it is that the Magnum hop has much higher alpha acid than the Brewer's Gold. And I had a leftover, the Magnum hop. So I choose that one. Leftover hop is in there. And as you can see, the wort is a little bit cloudy, but as expected, the beer is going to be a little bit cloudy. Well, that's the reason why I changed the hop. So I don't have to use the turbinator again, less cleaning. And I finished a hop left over. I will change it in the recipe for you guys. I'm in the middle of the cooling process. Cold water is flowing to the counterflow chair and the wort is pumped through it. I'm preparing my fermenter with a sip sanitizer, and of course I always save my cooling water. This is for the garden and this is for cleaning purposes. Alright, time for the transfer. Switching on the pump and it goes in here. Check this out, cooling water is also on. nice color. Transferring at 23 degrees. I'm going to slow down the cooling water. Come on. Yeah, I'm going to slow down the cooling water. Cooling water a bit down, and the pump speed I increased it a little bit, and now it's 24 degrees. And adjusting the dip tube, the pump inlet. Now the truck is settled down, as you can see, only beautiful wood cooling into the fermenter. I have in a container with Asani clean solution the boxes, the containers with the mango puree, I have to say, the mango puree. I'm going to put it straight into the fermenter. Alright, one with a close-up. You can see the color over there, and now also pouring me it into the fermenter on camera with a close-up. Look at the color. It really smells amazing. For this brew I use crisp sour yeast, the active dry yeast of Pinnacle. Never used this before, but it creates also lactic acid, and that should create the sour flavor on the beer. I have 4 sachets, not going to rehydrate it, just straight into the fermenter on top of the foam. I took a sample for the gravity, the post-gravity, before adding the mango puree, and hopefully on a tilt in a couple of hours you can actually see the specific gravity when the wort has become active in fermentation, so it will mix hopefully the mango puree together. I will see the original gravity. 4 sachets should be more than enough. Should be enough, 4 sachets, I have to say. Two days after pitching the yeast, a lot of activity going on, as you could see also on the spinning valve. Yeah, can't wait to taste this beer, because the whole brewery smells like a mango. After 3 days of pitching the yeast, the fermentation is finished, but it's actually day 4 after pitching the yeast. There's no activity anymore. Maybe in the side glass you can see there's a lot of yeast and junk troop inside it. Sanitizing the dump valve, and it's time to do a cone dump. Nice stable fermentation, and I'm very curious how this beer turns out. The whole brewery smelled like a mango. Fantastic. I'm also going to take a sample and match the pH, and on a tilt hydrometer I already can see the fermentation is finished. Ooh, this valve. Let's give it a try. Let's open it. Still a lot of pressure on the fermenter. Yeah, you see this? You see it? The yeasty smell, but also aroma of a mango. Exotic fruit aroma. You see the side glass? I give you a close-up. This is more or less a up of the side glass. Still a lot of yeast dropping down the cone. Not clear, perfectly clear now, but it's yeah, moving to the bottom. I'm brewing a couple of cone dumps in the next upcoming days till the side glass is clear, and I'm going to cold crash this batch. So next day another cone dump. Now I'm going to take a sample. I sanitized the sample valve and the pigtail. I'm going to test the pH to see if the level has dropped. I'm going to discard the first couple of milliliters. It can contain a little bit of star sand. I'm not sure if I'm doing it right by this way, because there's a lot of yeast in it. It's not a clear sample, just checking the pH of it. Yeah, it dropped 3.8. The measurement is stopped 3.88. Yeah, the pH dropped a couple of numbers, so that's a good sign. And again, after a cold crash. And today it's time to bottle and keg this batch. Sanitizing the racking arm. Meanwhile, I'm also sanitizing my beer gun. Let's open the racking arm. See what happens. If the pressure is good enough. Yeah, it's a nice pressure going on. Hopefully you can see it on camera. First bottle is always a little bit foamy. Let's grab another one. Yeah, I also connected CO2 line to the fermenter. So I have about 0.1 bar on it. Hopefully you can see it, the level in the beer, level of the beer in the bottles, but this is it. You can also top it off with a little bit of CO2, and now it's completely oxygen free. Accidents happen, even at Home Beer Brewery's brewery, but luckily it was an empty bottle. Slipped off the table. So, one bottle, last bottle. Meanwhile, I'm sanitizing a keg. I bottled about 36 bottles of beer. And hopefully I'm going to get 2 full kegs of it. Just some quick footage with low pressure, oxygen free, close transfer to the keg. This footage is about 11 days after kegging and bottling this batch. I've already tasted the beer and now I'm going to show you it on camera. Hopefully you can see it, still young, but it's carbonated. Check this out. This is exactly what I was looking for. Hazy beer. Looks like a fantastic beer. Nice white foam on it. You can see it is carbonated. Well, let's give it a try. Nice yellow color, orange. You can see through, but it looks amazing in my opinion. First sour, of home beer breweries. I expected a little bit more of a mango aroma. It's there, but it's minimal. It's a fruity aroma, but minimal. Let's dive in. Oh yeah, it's a sour for sure. This is a great success. It's a sour. It gives a really nice mouth feel. It's a little bit sticky. There's definitely a mango taste to it. But the sour makes it also a little bit bitter. Again, it is still young, but first attempt of a sour, and I'm really happy with the result. I'm going to share a couple of bottles to my colleagues. Yeah, a sour, you like it or you don't, but I am a fan of it. I'm definitely going to brew more sours, probably with more mango puree or other fruits. A nice bitterness to it. But it isn't sweet as I expected it should be. It's a sour, bitter aftertaste. Slightly bitter, but it's fruity and it's a sour. I'm really happy with the result. Hopefully you liked the video. It was just a couple of clips brewing this batch of beer. I did it to share with you guys my brew day. Again, not a complete how-to video, but my brew day in a couple of clips. Till the next one. Cheers, thanks for watching, and remember, nothing is better than a good home brew. Cheers. Thanks for watching.